In a DMA environment, you often want to be able to measure the latency across your client gateways, and it's not always a straightforward thing to do because typically the client order ID will get changed by the gateway. A new order is effectively sent to the market with different details. So correlating the two together isn't always straightforward. Now Corvil has a nice elegant solution to this, so I just want to talk you through how that works. I'm just looking at a event inspection window here, which is looking at the latency of a whole bunch of orders that are going across our plant, across the DMA gateway. So let's just pick one of these orders. So new order single here, you can see it's tracked a latency of 137 microseconds across the gateway. So first thing I'm going to do is just pull up to see what it's correlated it with. And just by clicking on the little black triangle here, I can look at related messages. So here we can see the new order single that was sent to the market on the venue side, and if we just go across here, we can see that indeed the client order ID is completely different. So the question is, how do we correlate it? Well, what we actually do is look at the execution reports coming back, and if I just expand this out, you can see now that we have two additional stages in that correlation. So the first thing we do is we see the new order coming in from the client with this client order ID here ending 6-1. So the first thing we do is actually look for the execution report that goes back out to the client. So really the fourth message in the loop. And again here we see that client order ID that matches the initial order. So by comparing those two, we're able to measure the round trip latency that client's experiencing. Now, that execution report also contains the order ID, which is a new piece of information that has been put on by the exchange and is passed through the gateway all the way through to the client. So this piece of information now allows us to go and look at the execution report that comes back from the venue, and in doing so, it now gives us the client order ID that was sent from the venue side of the client gateway to the market. So we've now learnt the client order ID that was on the venue side, and we can now correlate that with the new order single that was sent to the market. So by going through those stages, we're now able to relate the new order single that went to the market with the new order single that came from the client, and we can calculate the latency between the two. And if we were to compare the timestamps of when both those messages were seen, we would have a latency there of 137 microseconds.